How do you represent yourself? When you're among people, when you're talking to someone, when you're involved in a conversation, or somehow you are with different people, how do you help them to have an image of you? Most often a positive one, which everybody aims to create in everybody's mind. In today's video, we would like to talk about self-representation. What exactly is self-representation? The word representation itself suggests that self-representation is the way you express yourself. It can be through different means and mediums. It is believed that most people represent themselves through the way they dress. Some others represent themselves the way they talk. Some others through their social prestige and social possessions. Others will demonstrate themselves through the way they are connected to the society. Depending on the perspective of the person, as well as the understanding of one's own self, we can have different ways of demonstrating or representing ourselves. To know better about this topic, we would like to have people's opinions as well. So, let's go and have them. Let's get started. Our today's topic is about self-representation. Many believe that we can represent ourselves differently as per our own perspective. Some would say that we can represent ourselves through the way we dress up. Some others believe that we can represent ourselves through the way we're speaking. We would like to have people's ideas as well. Let's go to the guests and have their ideas. So, first of all, most welcome, Mr. Hobson.
Thank you.
I'm very, very pleased to be having you. You can go and have a little bit about yourself, then later on we go to the topic.
All right. As you have heard, I'm Hope Kagua from Malawi, that is Africa. Yeah, you can know me by that, simple.
That's very nice, Mr. Hope. So, I will be honored to have not a definition, but your idea, your perspective regarding the word self-representation. When you hear the word self-representation, what do you think of? What is self-representation?
Self-representation. According to me and my understanding, not trying to be the correct according to dictionary definition.
Yeah, that would be
but be me. I want and I understand it in the way that representation is whereby you have to know, or someone will do something and show to people the way you are by exactly expressing what is in you. Exactly. Not letting people define what they see in you. That's right. But being simple and knowing him or her by the way you interact. You know, some people, if you define based on what you see or what you hear about others, you may go it wrong.
Yeah. You
may define based on dressing.
True.
You know, with the modernization is completely different, the kind of dressing.
True.
So you may say this one is ABCD instead of defining based on what he or she is.
That is very true.
If you interact and you try to talk some few things, you will know what someone is.
That is very nice.
Sure.
So that was what Mr. Hope thought. So here we come with our next guest, Mr.
Simon.
Simon. Mr. Simon is also from Malawi. He is bookworm. He reads books all the time. He and his computer. You're always busy studying. He's busy with his computer is busy with him. I'm very pleased to be having him, and we would like to have a few words from Mr. Simon regarding self-representation, please.
Self-representation. I think that's quite a little hard topic if you were to approach that from an academic point of view. But I will approach that from a personal point of view. How do you represent yourself to the people? I think from what I take it myself, self-representation is the ability of an individual to present themselves to the society, the public, truly as they are. And that should probably not mean not as what society thinks they should be, but truly as they are. So that's what I think about self-representation.
I'd like to just support your point by asking a very simple question. Exactly how do you describe that self-representation? Like expressing your real self to the society. How? I would go through the way I'm speaking. So people might know that I'm wise, I am talented, I'm educated. When they listen to my words, when they speak to me, when they have a conversation. So how do you represent yourself?
Yeah, you see, it's very hard for you to truly hide who you truly are, okay? Mm-hmm. And as you say, you can actually tell from who a person is by, observing, your conversation, your interaction with them. Of course, sometimes people may try to hide a few negative things, but they say somehow they still an image of them that still comes out, even if they try to kind of hide. So I did mention that self-representation is actually presenting yourself the way you are, not probably what the society thinks. But maybe there's a question that sometimes, what if your true self is kind of a character that is not acceptable by society? Okay, what is and that comes a dilemma. How do you present yourself to a society when your character is not acceptable to society? So that also, that also goes with rational thought and the ability to study cultures and know how to blend in. A good example is, I'm here from Malawi. I'm from Africa, right? And what we are in Africa is probably could be different what we find here in India, right? So, but then you somehow have to present what you truly are. In that way, you have to use your rational thought. You have to use thought. You should be able to study your environment and know, not that you should hide, not that you should change yourself, but you should be able to blend in, ideally in a global world like this. Someone who wants to, represent them, so they should be able to study and kind of blend in, not change themselves. I did say you cannot really change yourself as that people will still know, but the ability to blend in and present yourself in quite a good way. Anyway, the society wants us to, you don't want me to go around terrorizing people, and I tell you that, no, that's what I am. Because that's not going to be a rational thing, right? Because we are human beings, we think, and we have got the ability to reason and make, good decisions. So that kind of thing.
That's very true. Very interesting, very informative, learning, and most important, informative that I like the most. So that is why I like Mr. Simon. He gives the best information. Thank you very much.
I think self-presentation is to talk about oneself. Yeah. Like if you tell me to present myself, I'm going to say that I'm Yakuba Pwano Konate. That's the only first thing that I will say. And I will say I'm a very simple, authentic, and natural person.
That is very nice.
Yeah.
He thinks that self-representation is the definition that you have about your own self.
Yeah, that's it.
So that is very nice. Thank you very much, Yakuba.
Thank you, dear.
So now we understand how you represent yourself to the outer environment. Try to be good to people in order to create a good image in their mind of you. That is all. Thanks for listening and watching.